All right. Should be recording. Good to go.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome.
Jesse, how you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Jesse could deal without all the technical difficulties today. It was just, I'm talking, I'm on a roll this morning, and Brian's like, we're done. It's off.
Yeah, well, that's what I was
And then I'm
talking-
like, because I switch my whole morning routine when I do that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was talking to Faith, and because we saw the Rocky, my dad episode, and I was like, oh. And she's like, well, yeah, my dad was supposed to be on, there some technical difficulties there. But...
I won't do the audio so you can talk to Smack or whatever.
No, I'm done. I think you guys can start.
You're going to have all that while we're recording?
Well,
Hi,
I
Megan.
usually set it up,
Dear Megan.
I've got, yeah, I'm a guest. I'm writing them a letter.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
You write letters to people?
Jay, I have your letter on my fridge.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I appreciate a nice handwritten note.
Yeah,
Even if you can't read it.
I've been getting pretty good feedback on the
I was gonna say you've never talked. Your letter stamp is right here. On
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, see, I just
So
I just
someday
brand
someone's gonna add
people.
2 of your letters.
Oh, wow.
My daughter has
That's
my
awesome.
handwriting on her ribs.
Wow.
That's the episode for that.
I know.
Touch it as a girl, I break you face.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah.
have 40 ideas.
So what are we gonna
Wow.
go here,
My
bud?
tattoos in 6
Where do you,
minutes.
yeah, what, does
Today's
anything
gonna be
stick
a
out to
haul.
you
I got this one in New York. I
to
got
start
this
with?
one.
Because we can go all over the gamut.
I'm gonna get another one.
Oh, that would be my last pick. Hey, what's up?
Relationships.
And I'll put an alarm on so we can get out of their way.
Oh, wait, that's so
I think
cool.
we've done the intro to the 3 R's. We can go into one of,
the
if you want to
relationships.
pick one of them.
Customers.
Yeah, we can go. Yeah, we could just go in order. Put a alarm clock.
on the backseat of your Rover. The Jay Doran.
Be fun.
What's your podcast about?
Culture matters.
People.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sitting in the right seat.
Oh, today, yeah, we're talking about. What are we talking about? The CEO manual, employees.
His manual. Emmanuel.
Yeah.
I like it.
You ready? Oh.
What do you want me to do?
Because this is live.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we're
we're
good.
gonna do the intro to the show, and then I'll pass. You want me to pass it? You usually introduce us.
I know because we don't do the culture matters. We do it for TCS.
Oh, then let me get a quote.
do you,
Hold on. If I'm gonna introduce you,
you want
and
to do
then
it for
you can
culture
introduce.
matters.
Yeah, why not? If you're gonna keep it simple.
Is anything ever simple
'Cause
with us?
I don't think so, but I was. Yeah, I'm good either way. Let's do it.
You want
3,
freaking
2,
mind melt
1.
right here.
Hello, Culture Matters podcast. I am excited to introduce you to our guest today, who is, in a sense, a great host for us. Before I do that, here's a quote just for this episode. The meeting of 2 personalities is like the contact of 2 chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Carl G. Jung. Our guest today, the one and only Eric Guy. Victor, your best day. Did I say
Best
that?
day yet.
Oh my God, your best day yet.
Mm-hmm.
Great friend, the Culture Matters podcast, advisor, executive coach, top facilitator, leader, implementer, great listener, one of the best,
And a dear
Healer.
friend of you.
good friend of me. The way you said that, a healer. And we're talking about the CEO manual.
Yeah.
And I mean, take it away, Eric.
Yeah,
you've
so
got
I'm excited
unbelievable-
about this, Jay, because we've been doing this, and I'm excited about the manual. I'm excited about you doing this. I'm excited about you offering this information to other people and giving people a chance to kind of dig in to some of this, even if it's on their own. You know, obviously, it's better if they're bringing you in and digging into some of this stuff. with somebody who has some experience in this. But we've done some videos already. We've created some videos already on the CEO manual that Jay has put out, folks. And the first three that we went over are the 3 R's: relationships, resources, and reasons. Okay, so those are the 3 R's. And then we did the last video that we did, it has not come out yet, but on the behavioral tendencies of founder versus CEO, which was very good. And then in this one, Jay, what I'd like to do for the folks, for your Culture Matter folks, and really, I'll be sharing this with all my folks as well, is really to dig into this side of relationships. So first, give us that R, relationships, what that means and how that matters in Culture Matters and in this manual, in the CEO manual. And then we'll get into one of the points in relationships, which is customers.
Well, yeah. Who are the relationships that comprise our life today? If we have a business, we have customers, we have employees, we have vendors, we have, who are the current people in our life that we actually are accountable to, in the sense that they can express themselves around us in their words, in their thoughts. They feel as though they could speak their mind in our actions, because how we show up impacts other people. Who are we responsible for? So there's our relationships currently, all in the what is known, what is current to us, and all of those different categories that can help introspectively to look at, who are my customers? Do I even know them? Do I even remember them? Who are my employees? Do I know their name? When's their birthday, their anniversary? Things that could easily be overlooked. But then also it's, who could our customers be?
Okay.
Who could work with our organization? Who could be a vendor partner that could take us to the next level?
Yeah, let me back you up just a second and just ask you this question. Why is it important to identify that?
I think culture is a consequence of service. Service. Who are we serving? We're serving customers. The great Peter Drucker said something that we might easily forget as we evolve in our business success, which is the purpose of a business is to create a customer. Like, we can easily forget about our customers. The culture is a consequence of customer service. The people that work for and with us will see us model our values and how we serve our customers. So I think it's bringing back a focus to the order of things makes a difference and impacts the customer. So understanding who our relationships are and what we're actually bringing of value to them is an important piece of not only growing a business, but having a meaningful journey in doing so.
I mean, what's the I think I know these answers, but like for people that are, because I think when small businesses or any business just starts out, I don't think we define that.
Okay.
And then we'll just work with anybody, right? You've seen that. I've seen that. It's just like, well, I'll work with this, and this. And, we might have, we might have great revenue even, right? But it's maybe we're not working with the right people or the people we want to work with, or there's just a lot of headaches. They haven't been defined. They don't align with our values, things like that. I know that can be very difficult, especially as a company gets a little larger and you get some teeth, right? Being able to define who your clients are, and why you want to work with them, who you'd like to work with, and I can go on and on, but those are just some questions that come to mind. Jay, could you kind of elaborate on that?
Something comes to mind is like the substance of our values will be revealed in the tension of our relationships. The substance of our values will be revealed in the tension of our relationships. Things won't always be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Having the tougher conversations, listening when it's otherwise easier to speak or speak over or speak up. I think that's a big part of it. It's so, like, for example, if we do an audit together of all of the customers that we have,
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
we together, whoever is watching, if you write down, okay, here are the list of my customers. Which ones do you feel like drawn to the most? Which ones do we feel almost, I want to get away from? Well, there's lessons on both sides of that. It's, do I want to get away from some because I've just avoided tougher conversations for too long that I'm uncomfortable and I'm actually not as strong as or as valuable or able to bring value as I think I am? Or are there just fundamental ethical human differences between us, and that's another stress that's coming over? Those that we are more drawn to. Well, why? And then also, are we honoring those relationships, or how are we honoring them? Like, is it where almost as if I'm drawn to those relationships because of what they do for me, and I'm not even recognizing that I'm not doing enough for them. I think the culture, as I said earlier, that feeling, we know when the culture is not off.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling of off, I think, is a symptom, not a problem. And it's often a symptom of, as a whole, as a group, we're being too selfish. We're not serving enough of the customers. Because the service of the customers, it transcends the natural selfishness that gets us up and gets us chasing success.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a team, if we're all working together as one to serve customers, the conversations are about customers. We don't have time to disagree about what we like or dislike about each other. So to get there, going through who are our current customers right now, what relationships do we have with them?
Mm-hmm.
What do we identify as strengths and weaknesses in them? I just don't, where I'd be weary for anyone listening is, it's very easy to pull it all on everyone else and forget about ourselves. Like, I'm not going to get up here and say, hey, just fire your worst customers, because you might actually it might be backwards. You might actually need them to improve yourself. Like, the worst of me, I've always found, gets chipped away in the interactions with those that I have the most, tension with.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't just say, oh, get rid of the worst customers. You might have it backwards, and we may have stopped listening a while ago, and they're our best customers. They value us so much that they're telling us what we need to hear, and we can't hear it.
Yeah, and I think it's good, like, just so folks, this is the manual. This is the CEO manual from founder to CEO by Jay here. And when we look at relationships, a couple of the things that are in the manual, just to kind of give you a taste of it, and so that you can, like, kind of get your head wrapped around it. I hope you would move forward with it. But what customers would change the trajectory of the company? How many companies actually think about that? I've done it. Like, I've done these exercises here. Like, why have you not pursued these customers? All right, great question. What about for a sales or even for a sales team, Jay? And I'm gonna get carried away with this because I'm excited about this one, because I think this could potentially make or break some people in their companies. Like, again, the first question: what customers would change the trajectory of your company? Why have you not pursued these customers?
Can I share my answer?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I'm eating my own cookie. I'm on page 47. I started June 22nd. I just realized yesterday that I haven't worked on it since October 22nd. It's December 13th that we're recording this. I'm embarrassed and ashamed. But here's my answer. Number 2 on page 9, why have you not pursued these customers? I have been afraid to reach out because of qualifications, experience, intimidated because of my first book. I feel like it was poorly written. Number 2, same as number 1, I haven't worked my sphere of influence to get introductions or referrals. Number 3, I have not made a list, a plan, I have not asked for a meeting. Number 4, it feels out of reach. Quote, when I'm ready. Number 5 was waiting on the CEO manual or something to show.
Jay,
right?
we just got to do it.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the solar eclipse. So this is a self-awareness exercise.
Yeah, it's very much so. And that's why I'm excited about it, because when you think about these questions, we don't think about this. Even when I went through it, I'm like, oh man, I felt convicted. It's like, some of my answers with that same question were like, well, I had too much in the day-to-day of things, too many projects going on. Like, I'm thinking, oh, what kind of excuse am I going to write next? It's like, I just never actively pursued. I knew it. I just never went after it. Have always had clients, so that means I'm comfortable. I think you get lulled into that after a while. At least, I see that. I've seen that in myself and others. And I think my patience got in the way a little bit, Jay, because there's, for bigger clients, for me, it takes a longer sales cycle.
Yeah.
And I've got to get, I've got to get a ladder to get to the better fruit, and I don't have I have more patience for it now, but early on, I would say, just patience. So it's interesting to go through this, and that's why I wanted to present.
What did you
some of
feel
these.
when you actually answered it?
Well, one, just getting it down on paper. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of just writing it down. Then I guess the second thought would also be, especially as a business owner, wonder what everybody else in the company thinks. Wonder what they would say. Because if I'm confused about it, and I'm confused, even potential customers for us would be future customers, right? What do they think it is, and are we aligned? I mean, these are just all thoughts that I'm kind of going through. Maybe they have one idea, maybe I have another, and maybe that could also be 3 or 4 or 5 different ideas inside the company. And then we're not aligned, and we're just beating our heads off the wall, thinking we're going in the right direction, and we're all going in separate directions. So that's the other concern there would be for me. But just as I do it, like, hey, look, what do we need to get clear on? And I think you do need to get clear on that, and that's what makes the CEO manual and the process of the CEO manual. This is not a book you're going to get through in one day.
No, I've been working
Right.
on it since June 22nd. Yeah. It's November 13th as
Right.
of this recording. I'm on page 47, which is about just under 30% of the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't have, I mean, it's not an easy process, but whatsoever. It's chilling, frankly.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's for everybody.
Yeah. Well, and it's not. I mean, but if you want to get better, it definitely is. If you want to push yourself, because this stuff is difficult to look at sometimes. It's like, well, like for me, how long I've been in business. I mean, I put a shingle up in '98.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, maybe I haven't done as well as I thought I was doing. And then the epiphany was like, well, yeah, I kind of got a little comfortable, right? Kind of fun. Maybe I don't want to push as hard. I was on a coaching call today with a gentleman, and that's what he said. But, he's going to be ready for this one day, because he's, the questions are, what do I do with it? How do I leave a legacy? My son's in the business. I've got maybe 5 years left in the business. I still want to have my hands in it, but I need to make sure that it's passed off into him. I need to make sure he understands things like this, and we'll get into more of the points. And
one of the best ways of a founder of a family business, to destroy a family is to be unclear and undecisive, indecisive,
and that's
because now the whole family is
concern.
waiting.
Yeah,
and as they wait, it's like being locked in a garage with the car windows up and the car running.
It's a great analogy.
It's not
yeah.
And the grandkids, the great grandkids, and the generations that will never be will suffer because the founder of the family business was undecided. They were indecisive. And by not bringing in outside help, it's an act of arrogance.
Ooh.
The CEO manual is to maybe, like, if you're that insecure, that's a place to start, right? It's, You can do that on your own. You don't have to have a conversation with somebody else.
Yeah.
You can sit alone in a room, you know, in your yacht, crying
Yeah.
with a bottle of sherry.
Why don't we end it? Why don't we end this section with
Oh,
one of the last questions in the potential customers, Jay, for folks to, and you can give a little feedback here
Sure.
as well. But this is a great question. You know, the reason why is you just said that about the family and everything. But how much could the company change if who the employees prospected improved? One, if they knew who we should be prospecting, right? If they aligned with things, you know, you have it. The exercises. Please list some outcomes. Why is that so important?
Paradigms in a big sense. It's like what's some of the value that happens to us when we're working for and with a company. We don't just get promoted. Like, think of what a promotion is. The title represents accountability, right? Because I'm accountable to others who see me, who feel me, who experience my leadership. I'm responsible for certain things that if they're not done, everyone will have hell to pay. Think of how that impacts somebody in their interpersonal life, in their actual life, to climb the hierarchy. If a company keeps growing and is excelling and opportunities are opening, it changes it could change the person's life, not just their financial life. The schools their children go to, the opportunities they have for shelter, like where they live, the vacations they have or don't have is impacted by that. The experiences they can have with their families and their families coming up, and who we become as who we prospect. It reveals our current level of ambition, education, awareness, environment. It's a test of our values. If, you know, who I am today would not have been capable 10 years ago of having this conversation.
Yeah.
That my awareness, my education, my environment, my ambition, all of it is different.
Right.
So let's not forget the impact that we have on the impact that it has had on us and that we have on others when we're growing a company. So who we prospect, the customers, is going to show us like where we're at in that journey, like who we work with, you know, because it's just all infinite levels of growth. I think that's the reason why. Like, for example, you know, let's say you have a salesperson that's you know, only sold, you know, they've sold a certain amount. Who do they have to be to sell double? Now, it's not just more, it's quality. Right? That would be my argument. One of the values of thinking those terms are that, you know, who do we have to actually be? Like, for example, there's lots of CEOs in the world. What's the difference between a CEO of a company with 30,000 employees and the CEO of a company with 3? You know, at some level, they're completely different people. And so that would be my answer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, that's great. I'm not going to go any farther because we're going to do other episodes, folks.
I thought we weren't
this.
going to sleep tonight. We're just
No.
going to stay up 24 hours and get through this book.
We could.
Yeah, we'd be 10 pages in 24 hours from now.
Yeah. So hopefully you got some good things to think about, folks. I mean, those are good points. Take those questions down. We'll be back on to focus again on relationships. A couple of the things that we'll be focusing on as we focused on a little bit about customers, but more so potential customers today. We'll be also focusing on those relationships with employees, executives, partners, interpersonal relationships, all kind of stuff. So tune in. Any last words, Jay,
Yeah.
as we end?
People tend to forget. If you're listening to this and you've lost love of your business and it's become a chore, you've begun to resent it, and aren't sure what to do, it could be a consequence of just not remembering where you came from and who your customers are and how you can serve them, and maybe give them a call and see how they're doing and be less of a selfish prick.
Good deal?
Yeah, that would be
All right. So no more last comments or anything?
After that, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
fired.
No, you're good. But guys, get it. How do they get in touch with you, Jay? Do they know? Do your potential customers know?
No, Jay Doran. Yeah, right. Yeah, just DM me, Jay Doran _ the culture man on Instagram, and I'll very quickly respond to you.
Jay Doran, the culture
Yeah,
man. All right.
DORAN _ the culture man, and I will respond to you.
All right.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Till next time, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for your wisdom and spending some time with us.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, this is still gonna roll
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, we better
I
shut it
got it.
off. Yeah.
I didn't
That's
know,
too
I couldn't
funny.
remember how you ended your.
Usually it's just to leave a review or something of that nature. It's good. It was great. And sometimes different.
It's getting better.
Yeah, I think, we could have